Hey you guys, so this vlog is going to be a little different. I went to New York for work primarily and I squeezed in a little fun. So you'll see the majority of these clips being fun and not any work because why would I post that? So we stayed at the Hoxton. I'm going to make sure that I put that on the screen. It is in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. It was very beautiful. 10 out of 10, but very expensive, baby, but the company paid for it. So I walked down the street to this place called Peter Pan Donuts. It looks good, baby. It didn't give what it needed to give, but I'm just thankful to have tried it. You know, it looked good, but yeah. So this is the hotel room that I stayed in at the Hoxton. Pretty small, not surprised because we are in Brooklyn and you know everything is about a size of a closet, baby. So it was nice though. Had a beautiful view, which I think I'm going to show you next. I really like the Hoxton, but baby, it was about $400 a night. Again, I didn't pay for this. The company paid for it. But if you got that kind of coin, baby, I recommend this place. It was conveniently located. As you can see, Manhattan's across the bridge. And it was enough space for one person. Maybe two if that's the love of your life, baby. But one person because I couldn't imagine sharing this room. Even with like my sisters and my friends, I wouldn't want to share it. It's too small. But it was clean, conveniently located. The staff was very, very nice. I still recommend it. It's just small, child. So then I went to this seafood place called Hamito Seafood. This is in Queens, New York, in Astoria. And as you can see, the fish was fishing, baby. It was affordable. Like, we ate good. We ate so good. I am just so thankful for this experience. Whenever I make my way back to New York, I will do it. They fry it how you want. We had shrimp. We had bread. We had fries. We had, girl, we ate, okay? That food was so good. We had a little salad to start. They had this mint lemonade. It was so good, okay? So then we made our way back to Brooklyn, and I just love brownstone, so I had to get a video of it. Like, it's such a New York thing to do. And then I saw Juicy Patty, and you know, that's a Jamaican thing, and I was like, let me see what it's giving. It was pretty good. It was about a 9 out of 10 for sure. It was good. So then I made my way to the Biggie mural, which I've been to before, but it had been like 7 years. So I was trying to get my friend to get my pictures right, child. We did our best. Well, what we did our best with what we had. And I'm directing from the background, but yeah. I just thought it was nice to be here 7 years later. Such a staple. It's in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. So if you ever in the area, definitely check it out. This was a picture that I got, which I liked. And then, you know, the next day is work stuff. But before work, I actually just walked maybe about 10 minutes from my hotel, the Hoxton, to this cute little park. They had a little dog walk, you know. Hopefully you can see the name of it, y'all. My bad. But it was right across the street. I'll probably put the name on the screen for you to see it. But yeah, this is me just walking, seeing what it's like, getting some footage, of course. And this is Manhattan. Once I got to the park where I did a little quick outdoor workout, I just stopped and got this video. I thought it was so beautiful. Like, the views were viewing. I don't even know. Oh, I got to put that video in here of the rooftop of my hotel. But this is later on that evening. We had a little team dinner. And it was at this restaurant called Juliet. It's a French bistro, and baby, I just got a burger, but it was good. So this is my coworkers. Hopefully, child, they don't be like, girl, take me off this, but it's fine. So this was our little appetizer. It was like a steak tartare. This was, girl, I don't know what that was, but it was pretty good. Whatever it was good. This is us just having our little drinky drinks, baby. They had stressed us out that day, so we deserve these drinks. So work was officially over. Time for play. So everything else is just me having fun for another 24 hours in Brooklyn. So I had transitioned to another hotel, more affordable, baby. It's called Coda Williamsburg. I'll put that on the screen. I really like this hotel. It was a little more lively than Hoxton. Hoxton was about their business. Coda was here for the vibes. And I was here for the vibes as well. All I had was another 24 hours. And so it was a little more spacious, in my opinion, than the Hoxton. And I'm in work clothes, getting ready to transition to play clothes, as you can see here. And this was their rooftop. I told you I got to put the rooftop of the Hoxton too. Hopefully I remember to do that. But this was giving, I didn't even get a chance to go up there later on that evening. This is me just getting footage because I said, you know what? I'm coming back here later. I, in fact, did not make it back there later. But that's okay because I'm going to make my way back to Brooklyn at some point and I'll make sure that I stay here. This hotel has enough space for 2 people in 1 room, in my opinion. That other hotel, baby, no, for a solo traveler. So I had transitioned and I was getting ready to head to Crown Heights. I hate the train, baby, but I hopped on a train because it was just $2 versus a $40 freaking Uber ride. So yeah, I went to Weeksville Heritage Center. I'll put that on the screen. It is a historical neighborhood that housed a lot of free slaves back in the early 1900s, late 1800s. Ooh, I should fact check that. But either way, it was one of the first kind of primarily black neighborhoods where like free slaves could like own property and live in it, because as we know, slavery is a thing. The transatlantic slave trade is a thing, but a lot of people just assume that all of the black history is in the South, and a lot of it is. A lot of people from South Carolina actually, as I read through things, like they started, you know, in South Carolina, some of the southern states, and made their way up to Brooklyn because obviously the northern states got freedom before the southern states did. Obviously, Juneteenth just passed, baby. Know your history. So I loved this kind of thing. They had just different stories, you know, learning the alphabet, learning how to read, different prayers. Like, it was such a vibe. Like, I had been there before. It's called they would call it, no, they called it Weeksville Heritage Center, but they had an official kind of unofficial name called Freedman's Town. So they had the Bible, all the stuff, you know, that our ancestors connected with. So this is what some of the historic homes look like. I love that it's owned by the Weeksville Heritage Society, so they can't knock these down even if they want to, because y'all know gentrification is a thing. And right across the street was the projects, okay? Kingsborough Project specifically. But again, I've been in a few hoods, so I don't mind it. You know, you just say hi, pay your respects, and keep going. So this was cute. They had like little different animations. I liked her because she owned one of the first women to own property in Weeksville, which is, you know, back then it wasn't common for women to own property. So I'm like, period, let me pay some respects, you know, put some respect on her name. For him, he was, what did he do, child? I forgot. He was a principal, which was not common, you know, for black people to have those kind of high level of institutions. And he made a lot of impact on like the New York Board of Education, which I loved. So then they just have different little prompts you can read as you kind of walk through this space. It was in one of the homes, and it's free to get in. I forgot to tell you guys that. To get into the Weeksville Heritage Center. And I spent a good maybe 2 hours there. You can easily get lost and spend even more time. Like lost in a good way, obviously. But yeah, the Great Migration, which I just spoke of, a lot of Southerners going, you know, up to the West Coast, up north, Midwest, things like that. So I loved it. And they didn't have all this, I recall, when I came back in 2018. So this was actually dope to see the additions. But yeah, I loved it. It's just so much history, and they don't like to tell us about this kind of stuff, which is why I'm thankful for these kind of landmarks being in existence. And so if you are ever in the Brooklyn area, it's in Crown Heights, not too far from Flatbush, not too far from Bed-Stuy. And again, the projects are across the street, but that's okay, baby. You black, and a lot of them folks is black like us, or Hispanic, or whatever. You know, don't feel weird, okay? I'm from Oakland, so it didn't bother me. So hopefully I'm shut up so y'all can hear this. And who lives there? What kind of people live in African people. And we say African people because we too are what kind of people? So all of this really belongs to us. Ours. We still, the part of Africa that's been moved over to where we are. Okay. We're standing now in Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, New York. And what you see happening is a part of the community itself digging up its racial pride. You see Boy Scouts down there digging now, and others have been digging for the last few years, old houses that have been torn down, going down in old basements, digging out of old wells, and finding that once here in this very spot where we are, there existed a colony of black people, free people, who lived together in this place called Weeksville. And through the efforts of everyone, from senior citizens to the youngest child, the
began with the discovery of relics from a black community dating back to the Civil War period has mushroomed into a coordinated program including black historical research, scientific study of the remains, and a different approach to educating black children. Working on Project Wheatville along with director Barbara Jackson, a former Syracuse University professor, our brother Robert Swan, research scientist in charge of historical research, and William Harley, a longtime resident in charge of the archaeological digging.
All right, so yes, just a lot more history, things you can read, different things that you can interact with. James Weeks is one of the sort of founding members of Weeksville, the Weeksville neighborhood, and so you can read more about him and his history. This was just super enjoyable. Like, it just made me so proud to be Black. I'm always proud, but just extra proud, and I took pictures of different quotes and videos, just, again, honoring my ancestors, thanking them for their sacrifices, because when I came here in 2018, like, I was actively paying off my debt. I had over $80,000 in student loan debt. Like, I was living back home, with my mom, and I just wasn't in a good place. But like, to be back here now, like, to be a homeowner, I've been a homeowner for a couple of years now, to have paid off that debt, to just have made a complete 180 with my finances and build wealth the way that they envisioned for us to do was just super, like, empowering. Like, I just felt so thankful, for their sacrifices, thankful for the journey that they set out on, because, child, if it was me, baby, okay? So all these pictures and just this wall of, honorable photos, Sojourner Truth, of course, it just was amazing. Like, I left feeling so full. Frederick Douglass, of course, just beautiful. Just so many things to read and consume, and it's just like sacred ground, and it's so crazy because depending on when y'all see this, like, I have another great blog coming up with a lot of Black excellence, because I will be, when you'll see, just look on my page, baby. But yeah, I just wanted to get a video. It looks like they're refurbishing the place. Hopefully y'all can see that, child. I know it's a little ancient. Sorry. But all of this stuff can be read. Ooh, sorry, Lord. And it's just beautiful. I wanted to capture the moment and get my pictures, baby. So after that, I hopped on a bus and took my butt to Flatbush, East Flatbush, to this place called Bamboo Walk Restaurant, because I was hungry, child. I hadn't ate all day since breakfast. And this was about 5 p.m. So this is a picture of the menu. They do have happy hour from 5 to 7. I didn't get, like, food. I only got happy hour stuff. But they're a little pricey for a darn Caribbean restaurant. But 10 out of 10. Recommend. The food's good. The drinks was good. Again, I only got stuff from happy hour. Yeah, I was hungry. But yeah, Bamboo Walk. It is in, like I said, East Flatbush. It took me about 30 minutes on the bus to get there from Crown Heights, where I was. I think an Uber would have probably been 10. But again, I'm counting my coins because I had other trips coming up. So they started with a little bread. And then I got my codfish fritters. Those were super good. I actually would love those right now. I got some veggies with balsamic vinaigrette. That was good. And then I got some sweet, spicy chili wings. Again, all I got was happy hour stuff. And then I made my way to Coney Island. My friend was like, let's go to Coney Island. So, yeah, I mean, if you live in any city with a boardwalk, it's essentially the same thing, baby. They got the beach, they got the rides, they got restaurants, bars, all kind of stuff around there. But it was so nice to see people outside. I really wanted to get on these bumper cars because it just felt so nostalgic. And this one girl in the corner, baby, she just could not get out of that corner. It was so funny to just watch her, like, get frustrated, but, like, she took it in joy, obviously. But, like, I just love seeing people outside because, I live in Texas. It's too hot to be outside right now. But, like, the people was outside, and I just love it because, like, people don't be outside like that anymore. So I enjoyed it. And so we ended the night at Nathan's. Obviously, they're known for their hot dogs. Nothing to write home about, but it was just a nice experience to have it where it started. And then, yeah, that was the end of my night, I think. Yeah, so then the next day, I woke up and I just walked because I'm like, shoot, by the time I get back to Texas, it's gonna be too hot to do this. So I just walked the neighborhood, walked the parks. One thing about New York, baby, they take their parks serious. They clean, people are outside working out, playing sports. I just loved it, And then I stopped by the pool at my hotel before because the night before I did have a drink with the staff. They had a staff appreciation party. So they gave me some drinks for free. And then as you can see, baby, it was a lot of people. This was the next day. I stopped and got roti before I went to the airport. And child, I found out they had a lounge at the airport. And y'all know I love my airport lounges. It's free for me to get in. I talk about all of that in my luxury living on a 9-5 budget. This is one of the nicest lounges, baby. Free food, free drinks. I highly recommend it. And again, I get to go and have it for free. And I ended up staying there, baby, until 9:30. My flight got delayed hour after hour. We didn't leave until 12 a.m., baby. But thankfully, the lounge was there. Again, I get free access because I don't want to sit at the gate. Like, our flight had got delayed. All the flights were delayed. They said it was a weather issue, baby. But as you can see, they have little working rooms. They have a little fake fireplace. Y'all know I got one at my house too, baby. It's really, really nice. And again, I get free access, and I'm able to just basically like use my credit card the way that I would my debit card and rack in on free flights, free hotel stays, and obviously the airport lounge, baby. That was my first time having caviar. Did not like it, but I like the Broletto Bruschetta thing, and that's it.